Good morning everyone, Callie here and welcome to 2 Minute Reviews, where we try to review a game in 2 minutes or less to see if it is worth your time to pick up. And today's game is Soulworker, also known as Soulworker Online, which is an anime style free action massive multiplayer online RPG developed by Lion Game Studios from South Korea. The game story takes place 15 years ago after a portal known as the Void started bringing demons into the world. 15 years later, children that were once lost to the Void were transplanted back to Earth, armed with supernatural powers that were known as Soulworkers. Soulworker was originally released in open beta in English in February 26th of 2018 by Gameforge as its publisher. Although the English version of the game was recently ceased to be on April 30th of 2021, only to be re-released by Lion Game Studios on Steam as of May 13th of 2021. The game is playing through a Taiwanese client, so get ready for some translations, but is it worth your time? Let's get 2 minutes on the clock and here we go. So Soulworker starts you out with a very anime style panel where you choose between one of 8 different anime characters, each with their own weapons and abilities. After selecting a character, you're brought into a brief little sequence before you're shown some emotes that you can play in game, examples of their weapons, and a brief description of kind of what they do and what they are. From there you get the normal MMO sequence of character customization where you can choose some costumes, some weapon emotes, some voice actions, and pick specific colors for things. All of this stuff is very MMO flush. You get into the game world, which is very lively, very populous, and then you start taking on quests. The quest lore in Soulworker is very robust. It has a very active quest lore. As you can see, who's going through this game through is I had to quick through a lot of emotes just before I was able to actually pick up game content. If you're big into reading quest lore, this might be the game for you, as the lore is obviously very plentiful. However, if you're just looking for quick action, this might be a little bit of a turnoff for you, as it was for me. After you go through all bounds and bounds and bounds of text to get into the game, you are presented with a very fun, upbeat style of combat. It's kind of a mixture of Dynasty Warriors and Monster Hunter, where you're kind of surrounded by different variants of mobs or whatever, and you have to use different strategy, skills, and abilities in order to carve them down. Everything is presented with combo points and you get loot as you're going. The game kind of represents itself in various instant content. For quests where you go from instance to instance or whatever, carving through series of monsters before you're then fought with a main boss. There is definitely a skill ceiling to this, as the monsters kind of start out relatively easily, but as some of the bosses get into play, they can kill you in 3 or 4 shots, which makes it a little bit more fun. The game overall, I would definitely say, as a free to play game, is good for a quick pickup. It's definitely fun to play around with, and it has a lot of room for improvement with 55 to 60 levels of growth for a free-to-play title. So definitely give Soulworker a try and see you in the next video.